Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Heron Heads podcast, your first stop for all things Inter Miami. My name is Julio, and I'm joined again today by my friends and fellow Inter Miami fans, Dave, Chris, and Jose. And on behalf of the guys, we want to thank you for stopping by the Heron Heads podcast, your first stop for all things Inter Miami. For those of you watching on YouTube, please hit the like and subscribe button if you are enjoying the show. Today we will be talking about Inter Miami's match from earlier today against Charlotte. It was a very uneasy 1-0 victory, but a victory nonetheless. But before we begin, a huge shout out to our Chief Heron Heads, Chow and Marivi. Thank you so much for your continued generous support. And if you'd like to support us on Patreon or join our Discord server or check out our merch store where we have cool merch like this, all those links are in the description wherever you are listening. So without further ado, welcome back to the show, guys.
Did you miss us?
I missed you. My mouth was very dry after the last show, so I am glad to be able to mute myself a couple times and actually drink from my water today. How are you guys?
I mean, by all means, if you want to, just keep going. You have some good practice.
We'll sit back. We'll sit back and listen.
Yeah, man. It's another. You want to go first, Jose?
It was just quick commenting. Last game we missed because I don't know if you mentioned we all went to the game.
Oh, let me cut you off. Before we start again, next Sunday we're having a watch party at Beat Culture in Miami. 7 p.m. kickoff. It is Inter Miami's match against Atlanta United. So if anyone's in the area or wants to fly in for us, we have some friends from Atlanta that definitely are thinking about it. So please join us. Beat Culture should be a really fun time, and we're excited to hang out, watch the game, hopefully get some good revenge. And Jose, you were saying?
Yeah, no, it was. We had a fun time. We all had it was kind of slow, the game, but we were listening to Julio on the ride back home from the stadium. It's about a 45-minute drive from where I live. So it's not fun, but the game itself was fun. We all took the kids, except David. David did not take his baby, but yeah, it was fun. The kids caught fireworks. It's as far as they went for them.
How about this match today? Huh? That was a good one.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go into that one, but I got all the stats already done, so it's not like I have to look for it. For this match, for me, it was very fun because we were able to get a glimpse of Zaha. Zaha's, I'll tell you, we put him in the Mukhtar doghouse. We're gonna have to change it because it might be the Zaha doghouse now. Because that guy came in with every single, honestly, I had the EBGBs. I was waiting for this guy to come in and just run amok, just kill us. But no, man, I mean, it was we held our own against him. Ian Frey did a fantastic job. We just all game just containing him. I felt like it's funny. Like I was watching a lot of the Twitter, a lot of Charlotte fans comment on it. They're like, this guy would just basically we would basically getting him in a corner area, bottle him up, 2 to 3 people, 2 to 3 defenders on him at all times, and then we're start giving him a little bit of frustration. You saw the frustration throughout the game with him, and it's great because this is the kind of guy that last year when maybe we didn't have such a strong backs, maybe we wouldn't have had done such a good job.
That was. Let's just say when that red card was given to Ustadi, I think we all agreed. We said, "Here we go again." Second time. I think Inter Miami is tied with the whole league as far as red cards go. I think we've gotten 3, and the whole league has 3 in itself. So that's alarming, but man, we pushed through. This team had a big boy moment today. They grew up. Bright was an absolute animal. Ian Frey was an absolute animal. Thank God for Allende. He continues to shine, and it's just incredible what they were able to pull out today. Many props to Mascherano. Mascherano, I think, did a great job today. He made the subs when needed. He was very, very intelligent in the way that he just he just changed his game plan a lot. Obviously, you got a red card down a man, and not only any man, it's your goalie got your red card. You have to bring in a new goalie that who knows how much practice he got this week. So he played it very well, man. Props to him. I don't know if we would have seen the same thing if it would have been Tata from last season. But yeah, it was a very, very well played match all around once again.
And I was super excited to see how we fared against Zaha. And I know it was mentioned in the comments that Ian Frey was able to really lock him down, but it wasn't just that. It was a tactical approach that it's the benefit of having Zaha play wide, that you can kind of shield off that player, and then the rest of the team can kind of pick up the slack and cover for the rest of it. And we saw it. Nobody else really threatened us. Their striker got up a little bit, but he didn't really threaten at all. It was mostly Zaha that was really the one that was pushing it, and he was so frustrated by the end of the match. And again, doing all that, frustrating him down a man, it just goes to show the upped quality that we have now on the defense. Luhang played very well. The goal that we scored was greatly because of his long ball that he fed over to Allende. So that was fantastic from him. Another great match for Noah Allen, who had to bounce around and cover space, especially after the card. And look at that. And then again, Mascherano, to echo Chris, the substitutions and the decisions that he made, taking Toto off with the yellow, bringing in David Martinez late. It's just he's making all the right moves, and things that we thought were obvious that Tata wasn't doing, Mascherano's doing it. And you know what? We're going to give him credit because, yeah, Tata stunk at that, and I'm not going to hold it against Mascherano for making the simple decision. If anything, it makes us really appreciate the simple decision even more. Down a man, we win this match without Messi. Like, we can't be upset. Yes, we can be upset with the cards, and you can argue maybe it was a quick red or anything, whatever. We're not arguing the cards themselves, just we're arguing what we have, the result, and we're able to win 1-0, clean sheet, backup goalkeeper thrust into the equation. And this is just, again, it seems like a completely different squad. We're not scoring a million goals, but again, we're also not playing we're not playing with Messi for the last few matches, and we're still finding a way to get positive results.
And there's only so much you can do down a man too. Like, luck or not luck, we took advantage of the opportunity that presented itself on the goal. And then after that, we played good enough defense to keep them at bay. Someone commented that Charlotte had 0 shots right on goal. Yeah, we kept them away from the box. We forced everything wide. I mean, they had a couple crosses that could have been dealt with better, and they had one shot that went across the face of the goal and bounced off the post. But otherwise, we did a really good job of keeping the box clear of danger. So we have to give the defense credit, because it really wasn't Rios Novo. It was the defenders in front of him, because I don't know what it was, but he looked very diminutive in that box compared to Ustadi. He looked like he was just like a teenager running around out there. So by comparison, it was very scary. And I don't know if we would have fared as well if any shots really went on goal and put us in danger.
He did get that one nice tip, though, to his credit. He had that one nice tip that gave the defense a chance to just clear it out. So that was nice by him. But again,
he had one that he tipped it, which I wish he had punched it out, because he tipped it and it kind of kept it in play as opposed to punching it. And then that was one of their scary opportunities that they did have. Yeah. That Bright ended up cleaning it up by just locking down Zaha at the top of the box. Right.
And another just one more thing about Mascherano. There must have been so much pressure for him to play Messi today, and he did not succumb to that pressure, and he kept him on the bench. He played his cards right. He went defensive in that second half as much as he can. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know if you guys heard, there was Messi chants on the TV, on the broadcast. So, I mean, all the pressure in the world to see Messi out there, and he stuck to his guns. So props to him again. It was so necessary to put Messi out there, and he made the right decision 100%.
Yeah, especially down a man. Yeah. I get both arguments there. Me personally, down a man, 0-0, I probably wouldn't have put Messi in, just because they're like, oh, if you're worried about him picking up a knock, having somebody man mark him throughout the match and having that extra player on him, that's just an extra stress for Messi. So I understand not putting him there, but then going 0-0 into the half, you're like, well, maybe it is a good time to put him in there. But luckily, right off the second whistle at halftime, we were able to score a very quick goal, and I feel like that kind of took the pressure off of needing to put Messi in.
And I probably would have even looked into taking out like Luis Suarez, right? Because in my head, I'm thinking, we probably got to go young now, right? We probably got to think about covering a lot more area. But man, that I'll tell you what, that goal that we got would have been done without his little flick that he gave to Allende. That was a beautiful pass. And it's like, and I was watching him a lot. Like, it's obvious that his athleticism has left him, right? So he's not the same player he once was at all. No one's gonna talk about that. But the mind that we have at the 9, that just to make things happen like that, it's so fun. It's just so fun, and it's like there's not a lot of teams that have that in the MLS. A guy like that, and you have another guy like Busi on the second line, a guy like Alba, they're just constantly thinking like just how to put the ball in a better position to score. They were constantly. You saw that constantly today. We're down a man, but did it ever feel that way?
Just the very end, like just
The end
the
of it,
15, 20 minutes.
At
But
the end,
otherwise, we did a really good job of controlling. I would say managing the game, maybe not controlling, but managing the game the second half.
Yep, I agree with that.
We had just to further emphasize on the Zaha doghouse. He was so like, obviously we were balling him up so much, and he did a great job passing out of those situations. He had 85% accuracy, so this guy's not a scrub. He was not. We were putting so much pressure on him, and now what I will say is the stat that was crazy to me was obviously the 0 shots, but that was basically the whole team. The 20 possessions lost that he had. That we're putting so much pressure on this guy, and then he was just looking up. Like, I felt like he was at some point kind of flailing around, trying to like draw fouls. Where I was like, all right, this is not gonna happen. You're it's not gonna happen. Get your big boy pants on and try to beat us. It ain't gonna happen otherwise. And I feel like we did a great job with that.
Yeah, I mean, Bright had such a good game. Ian Frey had such a good game, even though he ended up he picked up the yellow towards the very end. Did he not? Ian Frey?
Yeah, Bright as well picked up a yellow at the end.
But they were just pestering him, annoying him, forcing him to make decisions to give up possession, because Zaha is definitely the type of player that wants to take defenders on one-on-one, and they're good defenders. It's so weird. I think I said pretty early on into the match, like I never thought I would see the day where Yannick Bright would take Zaha on one-on-one and take the ball away from him. But he did, and he did it a number of times, including one time in the box where the ball sort of just landed at Zaha's feet and Bright knocked it away. And I love when defenders get pumped up when they make a big play, because they know it's as valuable as a goal. And Bright was so pumped when the ball got cleared away. I love it, man. Yannick Bright is such a joy to watch on the pitch, because he really does jump off the screen. Like, his defense is so good. His one-on-one defense is so good. And he is sort of integrating some offensive creativity and playmaking into his game, which is really nice to see. He's not overdoing it, but he's doing the very simple things well. And that's so hugely important, especially when you play in a position like his where you don't really have a lot of opportunities to shine. He finds a way to do it game in, game out. So super cool by Yannick Bright. Ian Frey had another good game. And I think really this was a good bounce back performance from what we saw against Cavalier, because it was a lot of the same players and they played so much better today. Whether it was because they went down a man pretty early or not, they played just levels better than they did against Cavalier. And I hope that continues. This was more of what we saw against Houston.
We won 80% of our tackles. Just to put it in perspective, like we were, when we went for the ball, we got it for the most part. We're not related. Also, Montoya, we're not related.
Yeah, Brian Montoya just asked us random question of the night: are we all related? No, we're not. We're not related. We all have beards.
We just have different stages.
That's about
it. We're brothers in Christ. That's what we are.
There you go. XG, Miami 0.54, Charlotte 0.77.
That it?
It seems like you're.
I love doing that. Like randomly, like, you guys were just talking, and I just like
interspersing stats.
Yeah,
like it came so quick and out of nowhere that it didn't even register. What did you say? Can you please repeat that?
We're not related. First, secondly, Miami 0.54, XG, Charlotte 0.77. So we XG'd them. Thank you.
Yeah,
I love it. I never felt. I mean, I was nervous at the end of the match, but I never felt like we never gave them clear-cut opportunities. And the red card, for obvious reasons, was worrisome. But it seemed like at that point they were trying that long ball curved with runners running in behind. But really, after that red card incident, they didn't have too many of those opportunities, which is we bolstered our defense as the first sub after, obviously, Rios Novo. But it seemed like we really tightened that up. And again, it's to the credit of Mascherano for managing the game within the game. And that is something that we never saw with Tata. So it's so refreshing to see when a manager is actually doing their job in the game. It's like, finally, for once, kind of like you guys said, like the obvious things. Yeah. And he's doing them.
We in one of our shows, was it one of our shows or a post that we put on Instagram? I don't know what it was. We asked for the dark horse and we all named players, but I think Mascherano is definitely a dark horse this season because, man, those little things just made world of a difference for these kind of matches. So yeah, props to dark horse Mascherano.
But it's also the fact that he has more tools at his disposal than Tata had as well. Like I will say that. Look at the players he's been able to rotate in, and right now he still has Fafa Pico on the mend. He has Cello on the mend. Messi is on the mend. Like I feel like he has way more of an arsenal of players to really get after these teams, but he's also pulling the levers at the right time and all that stuff. So I will give him that. But credit goes to this club for continuing to find the right players to bring on, and there are others coming as well. I forgot his name. Baltasar Rodriguez. Baltasar Rodriguez is seemingly on his way over here, if not already in Miami, just waiting for his visa to go through. And I know Ovando is another name that's been out there. I don't know when that'll clear, when he'll be able to join the club. But if anything, I mean, if they're half the players that we're seeing with like Segovia and Allende, then that's going to be a huge boost to the club, especially at the striker position. I really, really would love to have another element there because after Suarez, I know Allende is picking up that slack, but he's more of a hybrid, just a forward, I would call him, as opposed to Ovanda, who's a true striker. So that would be really, really fun if we can get him sooner rather than later.
Allende is taking on that role nicely when needed. It's really nice to see what he's capable of doing. We've mentioned it in the last episode, I think it was, that he's a big-bodied guy, so he fits that role pretty well, and he's doing things that we wanted Campana to do and to take advantage of that he never did. Allende is doing it right now. He's really becoming that scorer and that playmaker up top to help Luis Suarez, because we know, as like Jose said earlier, he doesn't have that athleticism anymore and all that, but he's making it work up there, and the two together is looking great. Suarez is playing just so different, but he's still helping the team and being very effective in all of his assists. I was trying to look it up now how many goal contributions he has, but he's had one or multiple in every match I think that he's played this season.
But how confident are you? Like, we definitely didn't see that with Campana. I don't think at any point. I know he went on a nice little run a couple years ago, but so far, Allende one-on-one with the goalkeeper, I feel very confident that ball's ending up in the back of the net. Like, that's something that I feel like
Campana, right?
outside of like the big name players, we haven't really had that confidence in a player with the ball. Even Gomez, who we loved, kind of a wild card. He could get it in, but you didn't feel that confidence like, 90% of the time this thing's going to go in. And that's how I feel with Allende. Like today, when I saw where the ball was and where he was and where the goalkeeper was, I'm like, he's going to sink this, no problem. And without a doubt, it went in. And that's not something I don't feel like we've had with any kind of attacker that's not named Messi or Suarez.
I feel like this is what we thought Mati Rojas was going to be. Sort of this like inside winger, number 9, like false 9 striker that sort of sits in behind and cuts in at good opportunities. But he's brimming with confidence. I mean, the goal he scored against Houston was insane. And then he comes in, and the goal today was beautiful. Like he takes the ball, cutting in from the wing, and then does a back heel to Suarez. And then the touch that he has to bring down the pass back from Suarez was so good, like to turn his body just enough for it to hit him in the chest, drops right down to his feet, and then curls it around the keeper. Like you can tell that his confidence is at like a very high level. And we've always said it, like for this team to get to the next level, other players need to be contributing to the goals.
Did you see post-match, real quick before we move on, did you see post-match as the players are walking off the pitch, Kremaski goes up to Allende and he kind of shows, like he kind of gestures to his shoulder, and then Allende also does it. And I think he was kind of showing Kremaski that's how he got the ball down for that last strike. So again, Kremaski just turned 20 years old. Keep learning from these guys. And I do feel good about the development. I mean, David Ruiz didn't really show me anything today that I can really write home about. Kremaski, I felt, made the right runs at times, so that's always a positive for me. And if he can continue to learn and glean as much as he can from players, like look at Allende now becoming a leader and a mentor for some of these players, it's just great. Keep teaching and keep passing on this information, and I want our homegrowns to continue to take a step forward. I just can't believe Noah Allen is like the number 1 homegrown right now.
It's crazy.
It really is, and you know what? It's a fantastic turn of events.
Well, speaking of Noah Allen, not really. Least of the match. What do you guys got?
Least of the match,
Mr. Red Card. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't even gonna mention him, but Mr. Red Card is number 1. I'm gonna give you that one, 5.6. But who will be the second one? We actually brought him up in one of the comments, and we can get into that right now.
Trying to think who. Let me see.
In the comments.
Was it Segovia?
Well, Kremaski started, so I guess
Segovia had 6.5 rating, which can lead us into a few of the questions about Segovia.
Okay.
I know people like to compare, in your guys' opinion, what you've seen so far, Segovia or Diego Gomez.
So I mentioned this when we were all together in the last match against Cavalier FC. I'm like, I've seen enough. I like Segovia at this stage in his Inter Miami career. I'm enjoying Segovia more than I ever did Diego Gomez. Diego Gomez had a great run of play last season, and it was just high energy, and it was box to box, and it was really, really fun in that sense. Segovia in the attacking third has just been so much more fun than Diego Gomez. Like I said, Diego Gomez was a coin flip. You didn't really know what you were going to get in the attack. Segovia seems to have like the dagger in his mouth ready to use. Like he is a violent and a very, very tactical player, and he's looking to score and make the scoring move. So for that reason alone, and again, it's very early, I'm trending to liking Segovia more. And Gomez is doing well in the Premier League, which is really fun to see. So I am happy that he's finding even more success now. But I think for what I like to see on the pitch, I think Segovia is providing that more than what Gomez is bringing.
Yeah, I think for the style that we're playing right now, we have the proper midfielders to be those cleanup guys, do the dirty work. Redondo, Bright, Busi, they got that midfield really down packed. I think for what we're going right now, Segovia is the not the better player. He's not there yet, but he's just he's the right one for this team, and
he fits better.
He fits better, and also he's been kind of been asked to play that Messi role in the attacking mid position, because what we saw from before, he was playing more of like that left mid kind of role, but now they have him right there in the action of it all. So maybe that's affecting him a little bit. He didn't really have a chance to do much today. I think just the script kind of got messed up today with the red card, so it was just a little different, and he didn't get the chance to do a lot. But yeah, as far as for this team right now, I think Segovia is the guy. We have other guys that do the grunt work that pester people with the ball, and just it's just a little different. There's such different players. It's hard to really say. Gomez is great. Gomez is doing very well in Premier League right now in his first season with Brighton. But yeah, my pick is Segovia right now.
Yeah, I think it's a different style. Like Dave was saying, like Segovia has more attacking mentality as like a whole of his game. Diego Gomez was much more like a bulldog. Like he would get on you in the midfield, turn the ball over, and then drive forward, and then he would get in attack positions. But Segovia is like making diagonal runs and cutting in between defenders and looking for those 1-2 link-up plays, and it's just a little bit different of a style. And he seems way more confident shooting the ball than Gomez ever did. And Gomez had his ups and downs, and towards the end of his Inter Miami career, definitely was more confident in his offensive capabilities. But Segovia seems to have come with that confidence already built in. So if he can trend and continue to trend upwards, then we're sort of only scratching the surface on what he can potentially do. And the few spots that we've seen him with Messi have been great, and he's still performing to some extent. Obviously, today he was the least of the match, but generally speaking, he's been performing without Messi. So hopefully we just continue to see, again, like an upward trend and an constant improvement on his game. But he's like fundamentally different than Gomez in that he's just like a more advanced player, more advanced up the pitch player.
Just to answer this question real quick, Samreen Tariq asked, any news on getting anyone for that open DP spot? There actually is not an open DP spot right now. Jordi Alba took over that third DP spot for this season. They just released it, I don't know, a week or two ago out of the roster designation. So right now we're rolling with 3 DPs and 3 U22s. The 3 DPs, obviously, Messi, Busi, and Alba. So no DP spot open right now, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I agree with all you guys. A different style of player with Segovia and Bright. I think what I liked about Bright, not Bright, Gomez. What I liked about Gomez was that in that particular team that we had last year, we didn't have many players that were just bulldogs chasing the ball, dispossessing an opponent, taking it. I mean, we didn't really have that this year. I think we found that with Bright, not this year. We had that with Bright last year, and I think he's just continued to mount on it. I think this is the first, like, in my opinion, I feel like this is a breakout game. Just like playing against a very good Zaha and just putting him in a doghouse. He helped with that. He was part of the team that just mission. Just
doghoused him. Just doghoused him.
Mission doghouse. Yeah, that was right there.
This is his first game putting it all together because he was coming back from that injury that took him out. I know. I forget which one of the announcers was talking about it, but he said that there are players that they can take a month off and they come in fresh and ready to go, and there's players that take some time off and they takes them a couple weeks to really get their legs underneath them. And I think that's what it is for Brighton, in the sense that his style of play is so active and it's a mental game too. So I think it did take a few matches for him to get back. I know the last one against Cavalier, he obviously was much better than he was that first match 2 matches ago. But in this one, he took over. Him and Frey just did such an outstanding job that it's so nice to have young players that we've developed, right? That can take over a match. And that way, I mean, that's like the biggest knock everybody says on Inter Miami. It's like, oh, it's all the big old La Liga players that they've imported, and that's the whole club. No, we're identifying talent throughout the world, in South America and now in the American pipeline as well, and we're getting talent from everywhere, and we're making it work.
And which leads us to man of the match. Who do you guys have?
Definitely Bright.
Because of
I go Bright.
It has to be Bright. I know that on TV they gave it to Busquets somehow.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
we'll see 6.7 just to make it a 6.7.
Yeah, that was questionable. I don't know why they gave it to Busi to give him man of the match. I'm not sure.
I think for fun.
Yeah.
Why not?
I'll go just because of the weight the goal holds. I'll go with Allende. But I 100% agree with Bright.
Yeah. So Bright was a 7.6, and behind him was Suarez 7.5. So yeah, it was a fun.
Goal and assist. They're so heavily weighted when it comes to those scoring. But Luhan, I know I mentioned it earlier and somebody brought it up.
7.4.
That bomb from Luhan, like no, I feel like
Beautiful.
nobody's talking about it. I was watching the post game show for a while, and I don't think they mentioned it. I was waiting for it. That pass that's a long aerial ball, and he put it right on the money to Allende, and then it was just a boop, boop. Him and Suarez, man.
Nobody's talking about it. He must literally just like put that.
Well, that's the comment I said. Somebody mentioned it in the comments, but when we watched the post game show, they just show the tail end of the interplay, which I get it. That's the scoring part, but it's a 4-pass play. Like, why don't you show that the first one? Then just went over everybody right at the start of the half. You're down a man.
From start to finish, it's going to be difficult to find a more beautiful play than that. Maybe all season. That was just amazing from start to finish, from Lujan all the way to the goal.
And it was so incredible. Simple. It looked easy, which is sometimes for us, the goals don't look easy because there is so much attention on the stars, and it feels like everybody's crashing us and trying to muck it up. It's one of the few times that we've had just a nice, relaxing, easy goal. And we're like, wow, that was just like they drew it up.
And the way that play happened, it's not like we have a lot of players that are doing that kind of a pass up the field, right? Like that was something different that we hadn't seen. The only time I had seen something like that was last year when Boosie was playing at center back, and then he would do that, right? But we know he could do that.
The last time I think I saw a pass from a center back that went all the way forward was Christoph, and it was him to Martinez.
Yes,
that's how long ago it was that I think I've seen one of those types of balls.
That
wasn't on the ground. That wasn't in the air. That was on the ground.
Toto did it earlier this season, and I remember because I was like, "Oh, that feels like something new that Mascherano's trying to implement."
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to like just disqualify what you just said, but
I was trying to bring back the member berries.
We've been here since Christoph and Joseph Martinez. No, but I think it has something to do with Mascherano, and I think it has something to do with how he wants attempts to be done. And before was always just lateral with the center backs, and now we do have some more direct vertical passes from the center back position, which is so helpful to open up and to not be the same Z every time. So I love it.
Vertical and big crosses to flip the field. That's something that we weren't doing at all under Tata. It was always the small dink and dunk passes that gives the defense a chance to catch up to the play, and flipping the field gets the defense in transition and it opens things up. So Mascherano, like, I have nothing but good things to say about Mascherano to this point, which is good because I know when we first signed him, there's always the negative voices come out to start crapping on anybody that you bring on, and you heard all the stories of him ruining the under 21 club and all that for Argentina. So whatever, if it didn't work for them, it's working for us, and I'm happy to see that.
Yeah. So big question. Ustadi's out with a red card. Next match for MLS, Rocco over Drake next week. In my opinion, I don't know if Drake is even going to be ready to play, to be honest. He supposedly needs to see a specialist for whatever injury he had. I wouldn't be surprised if we see them call up someone from the academy or something to be that second goalkeeper and have Rocco start, because Drake is still a huge question mark.
I think it all depends on if he's healthy enough to get out there. I think if Drake is cleared medically, I think he'll go. This club, I think we all know, it doesn't really divulge too much information when it comes to medicals. So that's really a very, very difficult question for us to really give an opinion on. If all things being equal, Drake gets the start. I think that's easy. But Rocco, somebody mentioned it, he looked a little nervous out there. Coming in for goalkeeper off a red is not. It's not like coming in for any other position off of a red. So it's goalkeeper is a very mental game, and I get it. If he has all week to prepare, I don't think it'll be the same look on his face So yeah, I don't take too much credence into the fact that he looked nervous today, and he'll carry that over to the next match. I mean, he was the goalkeeper of record on this one, and he got his first MLS win. So if anything, that should help boost his confidence for the next one, because he did that without much preparation.
With 10 guys.
With 10 guys, yeah.
I say Inter Miami appeal Ustadi's red. It gets appealed, and Ustadi starts next week.
Ooh, one thing I wanted to bring up. They said it on the broadcast, and it kind of like bugged me a little bit. They said that Ian Frey's red card was rescinded, but it doesn't get removed from the tally for Inter Miami. He's like, oh, because he was still suspended. But I'm like, he wasn't suspended because it was a post-match red card. So does it still stay on the tally, even if no suspension was served? That's the one thing that I don't know.
I don't know, because on the broadcast they said that Miami matched the MLS total of red cards. Like they have 3, and
counting the Frey
total. I guess counting that one, yeah.
This team's so ridiculous since last year with the cards. I don't understand. They keep getting red cards, yellow cards.
The only card that was like warranted, and even that one was kind of a quick pull, was the Toto one. That one I can argue that one was like the most warranted one. Ustadi's didn't look like a whole lot there. And then the Frey one, I think, was just outrageous. That one should have never. I don't even think that amounts to a yellow card. What happened with the Frey?
I agree.
Incident. So that one, if that affects us at some point moving forward, that's a bad call. And you would think we would somehow get a makeup call, and instead we get a quick red again today. So who knows?
I thought they let us play a little bit today.
What are you talking about? We had like 5 yellow cards and a red.
Yeah, we were playing a really tough brand, David. We were playing a really
brand.
Yes, we were not pulling punches. Listen, we were not pulling punches. We were just continuously playing that dangerous football game. I was freaking out. I was having little panic attacks. I was like, this team doesn't learn. They want a red. They're like, screw it.
We'll
get 2 red. We'll still beat you.
Toto had a beautiful tackle, by the way. Scary.
That was so scary in the box. I was like, this guy is like destined. He just doesn't give a shit.
Well, he got the yellow card soon after that. He got confident. He's like, oh, they're not calling it.
Let's do it again.
I was like, bro, that was in the box. Like, chill. The guy has no chill. He's like, I'm just going to go all out, and whatever happens, and I'm okay with it. He's okay with it.
Jose, I don't think they let us play today. There's 10 fouls on Inter Miami and 12 fouls on Charlotte.
Chris, I'm going to tell you right now. I thought there was a lot more that could have been called.
Maybe. I don't know. Just on Zaha alone, there was like 6.
Yeah, just on Zaha alone. I mean, I'm telling you, I saw someone on Zaha. I was like, you know what? I'm glad they're doing this, because this is what I would tell them to do if I was, I think Mascherano definitely had the bullseye on him. So like, listen, whatever happens with him, he touches the ball, put him on his butt. That's it. I don't care. Make sure every time he touches the ball, he doesn't want it anymore. But no, like I kept wanting it, and they kept putting it on his butt. I really don't understand.
I think he's putting himself. Zaha was putting himself on the butt. Anytime that anyone got near Zaha, he was hitting the turf. So I don't want to hear that we were being super rough.
I think he was flailing a little bit. I think he was flailing. He was looking for calls, but I don't think we were necessarily like helping. Right? I thought that we were just like, I don't care. I'm still gonna put you on your butt.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing with this club. We're training every day with the likes of Messi and Suarez and Alba and Busquets. They're not going to be scared and intimidated by anyone. There's no bigger player in the world than Lionel Messi. So Wilfred Zaha limping into the MLS is not really going to do anything from the psyches of these players. Obviously. 0 shots on goal. Eat it.
Oh, more. What else you got for me? I feel like you were starting on a rant about him.
Doghouse.
Nothing. All right. Anyone worried about the card accumulation this early? We still have big games coming up. I always am with them. I always am. But I think it's just inevitable. I think we have Toto out there. It's just inevitable. We're just gonna have one yellow by him every time.
I get very annoyed by the Suarez cards.
Yeah.
Just arguing. It's all after the whistle.
He's just asking for them. Yeah.
I get worried about Toto because, like you just said, Jose, it feels like every game he has a freaking yellow card. And
I'm less worried about it.
The accumulation is going to catch up to him. He's going to miss another game.
This year I'm less worried about his accumulations.
Is Toto a starting center back in this team?
He is. I think he is a starting center back, but he is one.
If everybody's healthy, is he?
That's what I'm saying. He's like 1B.
Who do you got?
And and we have like
Noah Allen and Maxwell Falcon.
I think it's
Lujan. And David Martinez.
And Noah Allen.
We have such a wealth of center backs this year that if he misses time, it's not as damning as it was before. Granted, now if people start picking up knocks, it's a different story. But we have such a wealth of quality players at that spot that it doesn't hurt as much. Before, if we lost Toto, like we're dropping center backs like fries.
We're dropping them like fries.
What do we have? Like 3 center backs go down?
Yeah.
We had 3 center backs go down, and then we had Toto every other game was being disqualified.
Yeah, I don't know if everyone's healthy, if Toto's on the starting lineup. And I'm not saying that just to be like hot take counter.
No. I think Mascherano will really think very, very take a deep. He might be on his thinking chair all night for that one because
I love Falcon.
He really likes Noah Allen. Noah Allen has really climbed up the ranks on this team.
Yeah, he sees himself in Noah Allen, and Noah Allen's reinventing himself as the American Greek
Captain
freak.
Allen, baby.
The American Greek freak. He's gonna go to Europe and be the complete opposite of Giannis.
Still on the bench. Yeah.
Seems to be what everybody's agreeing with.
That's the duo right there, Allen and Falcon.
Put that on.
Allen and Falcon.
Christoph. Long days from those, huh?
Right?
What?
Kamal Miller and Christoph were long ways away.
I loved Kamal Miller.
He was fun. Mostly that one play where he just ran up the pitch with the ball like a madman.
Doesn't matter.
I thought Kamal was great.
But I'm very happy with our defense. Like, pleasantly surprised at the progress that Noah Allen specifically has made. And Falcon has been very good. Lujan has been very good. So we've made really all our acquisitions in the offseason have panned out really well. Like Ustari, Allende, Segovia, Falcon, Lujan. They're all good.
We're built for a deep run now. Whereas I feel like last year we were like one injury away from like, oh, what are we gonna do? You know what I mean?
We've kind of seen it already. We've kind of seen it already. How many games have we played in the last 3 weeks? And we've seen different people come in. You know, obviously Falcon coming in is great for the rotation. He's hurt now. Who knows how long he's going to be out? But we've seen that rotation in the back line, and it's so refreshing to see. I just put up a comment where this Upcode says we're the deepest defense in the league and arguably the best. So even I don't know if that's 100% true, but to even think about that slightly is crazy. The last year or two, or really since Miami started, it's difficult to have ever even thought about that. And to even possibly say that right now is just insane because it's true. We're playing really good defense right now.
Think about this offseason, entering this season. Everybody was clamoring, oh, we need center backs. We need center backs. Oh my God, they didn't do enough at defense. They didn't do enough at center back. Little did we know there was a full-on decision to move Noah Allen to full-time center back. Lujan, we thought was more of a wing back who was going to be flipping from left wing to right, from left back to right back. It looks like they've made him a full-time center back as well. Ian Frey actually getting run at right back purely. And yeah, it looks like under Mascherano, he had a clear view of what he wanted to do on defense, and everything seems to be working. David Martinez, he's used sparingly, but we've seen David Martinez play, and if he's the worst of the bunch, my God. I know that there's Ryan Saylor. We're aware that he exists, but he's more of a Ronnie Turioff with the towel.
He's a break in case of emergency.
Yeah, he's there exactly. He's just a security blanket. But it's really nice when David Martinez is your 4th or 5th center back coming off the bench. That's fantastic.
Tony's asking what's up with Taylor and Fafa. Robert Taylor just hasn't been getting run, and
Taylor didn't even show up to the stadium today, reportedly. Yeah.
It's a shame. And Fafa's still injured. He's still working back. He's making his way back from injury. You inject him into that attack, and it's just
Fafa's supposed to be ready soon. They said that his injury wasn't as bad as it looked when he pulled up lame a couple weeks ago. So expect him next week to be ready to go on again. That's my expectation, not anything official. I just feel like if he's already starting to train, that he should probably be ready next week. But there's no real rush to bring him in. We have enough pieces that we don't have to rush anyone back. So then Tony asks again, so the question is Messi playing in Jamaica or what?
Before we talk about that, do you guys think Messi was going to play today if we didn't go down to 10?
Yeah, I think so.
I think he was going to come off the bench.
Yeah.
But they didn't want to risk him getting re-aggravated with
I think the game dictated
yeah,
don't sub on an attacking player right now.
Yeah. Right. So let's get back into this question with Messi and Jamaica. I personally think that was the plan all along. Even if he was healthy for that first match, I don't think that they would have risked him playing all those games in a row. This might be the last time he ever plays in Jamaica. Probably is the last time he ever plays there. So for his business on the side of his brand, as Jose said earlier, his brand, that's the best thing for them to have his legacy game there in Jamaica and really garner as much like Messi fans that he can in that island and really get. I mean, it's a sold out crowd. They're playing in their national stadium, so it's gonna be an event, and I think that's the whole goal. It's not a preseason match. It's a meaningful match, and I think it'll be fun for everybody there.
David, if Messi can play, he will play. That's what they always say on their Instagram. I don't know what you guys are saying. He wouldn't play or would play. If he can play, he'll play.
So Jose, can he play on Wednesday or Thursday?
I was thinking he was gonna play today, but with 10 men, I didn't think it was a good idea. For what easy chance of re-aggravating it, just like David said earlier today. So I do expect him to play in Jamaica. Well, but then again, the other flip of it would be we're up 2-0 right now against Jamaica. Yeah.
Yeah,
I do know. Yes.
Yeah.
Against Jamaica.
Let's say
we're up the national team.
Let's say we sub him in, for example. But we look at subbing him on. I can see it as a possibility. Let's say if it stays 2-0 and it's 60th minute comes around, they're like, listen, we can't play around right now.
Good enough to play. I would rather the opposite. I would rather them start with him on. Get a quick goal, get the away goal, because then if we get the away goal, then they need to score 4 goals.
Mm-hmm.
So I would rather have him on early, get him his run, do the fan service essentially of having him play in Jamaica, take him off in the 60th minute, 50th minute.
Yeah,
I do think he plays.
Yeah, I think he for sure plays. I think the run that we have coming up is also very important. Obviously, leg 2. Next week we play Atlanta, which will be, for those of you here, we'll be hosting a watch party at Beat Culture Brewery. No shame plug. And then I think after that we play another, I can't remember now, but another big Eastern opponent. So I think the run coming up is very important for both CONCACAF and for the MLS. He's taken plenty of games off already. He's rested up. It looks like his injury or whatever, his muscle overload or whatever they called it, is better. He was out on the bench today. I think he is ready to rock and roll, and he'll be there in Kingston, Jamaica, to take on Cavalier.
Yeah, Atlanta, then Cincy.
Philly.
Cincy, yeah. Oh, Philly?
Philly.
It's a crazy run that we have now in the MLS, and they're all very important. Philly looks like a monster. Cincy looks good. Shoot, Charlotte was... to be honest, Charlotte looked good today. We shut them down, so it's going to be interesting.
They look good. We shut them down.
Shut them down. Best defense in the league, baby. Who says
with
no?
10 men.
With 10 men. Jeez.
Imagine what we can do with 11 men.
Shut them down even more. It'd be 1 to -1 somehow. Figure it out.
Yeah. So
did you guys see Galaxy right now losing to St. Louis like 3-0?
Yep, they've lost every match this season.
You know, someone answered. I forgot who it was. Someone asked about it earlier, and they wanted our opinion on it. You know what my opinion on it is? It shows what it means to not have your best players out there. People were saying, "Oh, with Messi not there, they're not going to do good," which we did, and all of this stuff. At the end of the day, without your best players, you're not going to be good, no matter who you are. With Puig out, you have Painso out. You lost Jovalic to Kansas City. It is what it is, man. You can't win with just Gabriel Peck out on the left wing.
Figure it out.
As good as he is, you can't do it. And they're showing it. They suck. Yeah. It was
Sounds
totally
like bad roster construction to me.
Couldn't be us.
Sounds like a bad medical team, or not medical team, training team.
We've been there.
Yeah.
Not fun.
Oh, man.
All right, so the match against Cavalier, or Jamaica, as Jose affectionately calls them, is Thursday. Do we have a time for that? Thursday night at
Game time.
7 p.m. No, 8 p.m. Sorry. Atlanta, 7 p.m.
They have all been at 8 p.m., I think, for that tournament.
For the CONCACAF Champions Cup. Yeah, so 8 p.m. on Thursday. I think we're doing a preview episode for that. Maybe Tuesday, maybe
Something like
Wednesday. I don't know.
one of those days.
Follow at the Heron Heads for more for more updates. But I think we might be doing a preview. If not, we will definitely be doing a post match for that game on Thursday, and we will do that post match right after the match. But today, afternoon matches, it's going to be hard, and next Sunday is going to be tough because we'll be at the watch party at Beat Culture Brewery. We hope to see you all there. But for now, any closing remarks here, Chris? You want to talk about stadiums or something?
No, actually, I want to talk about standings. We didn't talk about standings.
Whip it around.
Why this game was also so huge, we were out of the top 4 because of the wins and all that yesterday. So we just jumped everybody in the standings. We're only behind Philadelphia. So Philadelphia has 9 points. We're in second in the East with 7 points, tied with Columbus with 7 points. So that was a huge win today. Huge win. And Charlotte dropped down to 6. Stayed at 4 points.
Give Charlotte right back that red card.
That's right. Yeah, please.
Nice. So, all right. We all good? Jose, Dave? Fantastic. Well, thank you guys for joining us on the Heron Heads podcast, your first stop for all things Inter Miami. Please hit the like and subscribe if you haven't already on YouTube. And with that, we will see you guys either before or after Cavalier.
And then afterwards at the brewery in Beat Culture.